Hi guys, it's album review time and we've got the band Saint and the album Heaven Fell. This is the 13th studio album by this Christian American metal band. This band started in the mid-80s and they're still around now. They've been creating music, I believe, all along, although I haven't really looked in depth about this band. I'm just telling you what I know. So, for fans of, now we're going to talk about some famous bands that I feel when I'm listening to this album, I can hear in their music, because it's always good to have that, you know, the link to people that really don't know what to expect, maybe haven't heard the band before. Now this is my first time hearing this band on this album, although I reacted to a song, the title track actually for this song a few months ago. Fans of, I would say, Priest, Iron Maiden, and this great band that have got an album coming out this Friday, Leatherwolf. They really remind me of them. I don't know why. I think it's the aggression, the dark feel of the music, the melodic nature, of course, of the music. I mean, this is a heavy band, but we're not talking heavy as in extreme metal. Classic metal, but with dark overtones, you know, in their style of music. It's, like I said, it's quite aggressive, really energetic. Musicianship is just off the charts, guys. I'm not sure who is an original founding member of Saint out of this lineup, but let me tell you now, these guys are just top class musicians. And you guys know that I promote Christian music, metal music and hard rock music, you know, Stryper being one of my favourite bands. I'm not a Christian myself, but, you know, I can really see some decent music this year, you know, especially for some Christian rock and metal. There's been some great releases, Stryper being one of them. This has just been released across all platforms. Originally it was just released physical copies, so you could only get it like that, but now it's, you know, everyone can hear it now. And let me tell you, this is an absolutely amazing album, metal album. It really is. And all those doubters that it's Christian metal and that's why they won't listen to it, well, I always say it, you're missing out. This is a fantastic release, and anyone into metal music would love this album. The dark side of it, I suppose it's something you would maybe not expect from a Christian metal band, you know, such an aggressive dark feel to it, but, you know, across Christian metal, they cover the genres that are in secular metal. It's exactly the same. It's just the message, I suppose, is a little bit different, but just an amazing album, this, guys. I love this album, guys. On first listen, I've heard it a couple of times now. It's just an amazing album. It's really strong. So, lead vocals. What an amazing singer this guy is. David Nelson is his name. He's got aggression in his voice, but he can scream. He can soar. He can sing anything. He really has got an amazing vocal. It just fits the music perfectly. You've got Jerry Johnson on the guitars and Matt Smith on the guitars. This is guitars in your face, guys. There's chugging, there's galloping riffs. There's some really cool guitar harmonies. Again, the aforementioned Maiden that I've already spoken about really comes to mind. Richard Lynch on the bass and Jared Noland on the drums. Man, this is, like I said, a real classic metal album, so there's loads of galloping rhythms. The bass sounds excellent across this album as well. It's real sort of metallic feel. You can hear it in the mix perfectly underneath that mix. Sometimes it really rumbles along while the guitars are doing all sorts of galloping and chugging stuff, but the bass is really prevalent, especially in some songs more than others. You know, I really heard it, and it's a great sound across this album as well. It sounds like it's got a really good production on it. So when you've got an intricate band like this, I would say, you know, intricate guitar, melodies and all that, a lot going on, you need that clarity in the music, and it sounds great, this album, it really does. I'm going to run through all the tracks because I liked them all. First of all, an absolute belter of a track, Holier Than Thou. Kicking off, sort of 20 seconds of clean guitar. You sort of, you know, it's a great intro for what you're going to get. Then a riff just hits you, and a scream as a galloping metal riff comes along, complete with some whoa-whoas right at the beginning. You think, oh yeah, this is more Maiden sort of territory, do you know what I mean? But with more aggression, without a doubt. Early Maiden, I would say. I love the way the song has some sort of beautiful melancholy moments mixed in with the aggressive attitude and overtones of this song. The first of many brilliant solos as well. Next up, you've got Creatures. Second song in, obviously, the heaviness still is, prevalent, is present there, but it's just classic metal traded for a bit of a groove-laden track, I would say. Loads of energy here, as there is throughout the album, and it seems to build and build this song. Even though the tempo doesn't really build, it's sort of song you can feel it building to a great climax. Another great rocking track. And then we move on to Dance of the Gods. This is a brilliant song. The bass is really rumbling. I said before about the bass, where it rumbles in the mix under some great metal guitar riffs. A stomping medium pace track this is, that still has the heavy sound, but some epic soundscapes as well. There's no real long songs on here, but some of them really do sound epic. It's quite a simple but effective chorus that sort of repeats the title of the song, but I love the chorus on this. Next up is Morning Star. Another great medium pace track. This is so heavy. The beginning of this is like, wow, it's crunchy, chuggy, and has some classic metal elements as well. Some great sort of aggressive vocals on the high end screams as well add to the heaviness of this brilliant track. Great groove to the chorus as well. Love that track. Next up is Make Believe.
He picks you up, you start to believe the messenger is coming in the wind.
One of my favourite tracks. One of many, actually. Talk about groove again. Love those classic metal riffs sort of gliding along in the verses. The chorus almost emulates the verses as well, but it sort of stands out. Some great songwriting. It's a brilliant song. Next up is Chosen One.
The children are worried, there's no one to forgive.
Another one of my favourites. Man, what a great track this is. It's catchy, but it's still really heavy. Probably one of the catchiest songs on the album. It's almost a simplistic sort of chuggy track with that bass line sort of carrying the track and its groove. You just can't help your head going on this one. It's an amazing track. Next up is Vengeance. You want heaviness? You got it on this one. Almost a thrashy feel with those crunchy riffs and aggressive vocals again. Again, that bass rumbles in the mix. The chorus is excellent. It almost goes into a faster tempo, sort of breaking up between the medium pace and fast chorus. It's a great metal track. Next up is Fallen Armor.
Empty armor, empty soul, fallen armor.
Another one that I've scored really high. The band mean business here, like they always do. An almost battle tribal feel throughout this. So great drumming to give you that tribal feel as well. As far as I can see lyrically, it sort of is along that sort of war themed sort of thing. Some crushing sort of epic metal riffs as well. A really huge sound to this one. Next up is The Exile of Cain. This is a faster track that is just pure metal. And now I've scored this one high as well, although faster tracks usually don't, I don't hone in on them so much, but I love this one. A great chorus that sort of slows down, sort of half speed to give a really epic feel before blasting back into the fast verses again. Some real thrash elements, I would say, in this one. Especially listen to that second verse. It goes into that second verse. That's pure thrash. It's brilliant. The chorus is excellent though, and it sort of separates itself. It's great stuff. Next up is Words of Wisdom.
Left out in the endless night, trying to prove them all wrong.
Oh yes. One of my favourites. I mean, I keep saying one of my favourites. I've scored this really high, this one. It's an amazing track. Medium paced, galloping, almost classic Dio, some doomy elements in the music, and aggressive at the same time. I keep saying aggressive. They have got an aggressive sound, a bit like this band, Leatherwolf, where it's sort of like an aggressive metal sound. It's not extreme metal, guys. This is classic metal, but it's got a real aggression and, you know, energy about it. The bass, again, in Words of Wisdom, just rumbles in the mix, topping off one of the highlights of the album. And last but not least, the title track. I've already done a reaction to this. It was a single. It's amazing. What a song.
The sun came down and the stars were pins and needles, saints and angels. What's in hope?
Just sums up the album, really. Catchy, heavy, classic metal. I love the chorus. The band sounds so tight, so I'm not sure the members, how long they've been together, you know, as a band, you know, all these members, but they sound absolutely tight. They sound brilliant. The groove is right in the pocket on this song. I love it. A brilliant track, Heaven Fell. A brilliant title track to a brilliant album. Guys, I mean, whether you support Christian metal or not, if you're not going to listen to it, more fool you. This is excellent metal done at its best. I really do love this band. I mean, it's the only album I've heard of theirs, but this album I fell in love with it from start to finish. It's amazing. The band of Saint, the album's Heaven Fell. Get it now, guys. Available everywhere. I'll see you soon.